Today we have with us yet another Ford Mustang, but this is a 2016 model year Mustang, and the one we made a video on a few weeks earlier, that was a 2017 Ford Mustang. So if you haven't seen that video yet, I've talked about the top 5 hidden features of a Ford Mustang that is a newer generation Mustang, that means 2015 onwards. So if you've not seen that video, I would suggest you watch that video first. I have linked that in the description down below, so do check that out. But anyways, in this video, we're going to give you a detailed review of a 2016 Ford Mustang. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. But before we start, I would like to specially thank Mohit and Raja Car Deals for lending me this Ford Mustang for a review. Mohit and Raja Car Deals is where this car is for sale, so if you want to know any more details of this car, you can definitely contact them using the links in the description below. They definitely have an amazing inventory of sports car, luxury cars, normal cars. So yeah, if you're interested, definitely check them out. Now, one thing's for sure, and I'm sure that it's not needed to be said, that a Mustang is a beautiful car. So no doubt, look-wise, this car is just speechless. But I'm here to tell you a little bit styling cues that not a lot of people know about, and as this is a 2016 Mustang, I will tell you some changes that the owner of this car has already done to it. So if you look at the grille of this car, normally in a Mustang you would get an all black grille which has that honeycomb structure. But in this grille you have a honeycomb structure along with a DRL strip given on this end and on the other side. So that looks pretty cool in my personal opinion. What do you guys think about? Tell me in the comments down below. But anyways, one other major change in this car which a lot of people would notice instantly, and that is the matte black stripes that you see all over the car. It starts from the front end and ends in the rear. So that looks pretty good in my personal opinion. Also, if you talk about some lighting arrays in this car, in the headlamp array we get a projector headlamp setup along with 3 DRL strips which once again look really cool once the car has been started. And talking about DRLs over here, we have an aftermarket setup over here which also looks nice. Now in any other Ford Mustang you would see just an indicator over here along with a DRL strip, but in this car you get sequential DRLs over here as the owner has got it changed. And as you see 3 DRL strips up over here, you also see 3 DRL strips continued in that array over there. So that looks pretty nice, and it's a small little trick that a lot of people don't notice. Also, as we're talking about lighting, let's finish it off with saying that this car has halogen fog lamps in this car, which once again is a pretty nice safety feature, so that's pretty good. But last but not the least, the last thing that I would like to say is that this car has a gorgeous front splitter. Now as this car is ready, you can all see we have an all black finished splitter over here which gives a great contrast to this car and actually looks really nice. Now talking about the side profile of the 2016 Ford Mustang, I actually first want to talk about the length of this car's hood. I've talked about a lot of cars having long hoods in their cars, but this is the first time that I'm actually going to exaggerate on it so very much, because this hood is excessively large. When you sit inside this car and you actually want to drive it, I'm telling you, you actually feel the hood to be very large. You can't see the end of this hood, so that will give you a little bit of a perspective on how long this car's hood is. And it actually makes sense because it packs a 5-liter V8 engine, so that's something to look out for. But anyways, like I said, it has a 5-liter V8 engine. You can see the badging of 5.0 depicting the 5-liter engine in this car given on the front fender. We also have 19-inch alloy wheels in this car which have a blacked out design and they look really nice. But one thing that a lot of people don't know about is that all the 4 wheels in a Ford Mustang come out to be black finished like this one, but the spare tire that comes along with a Ford Mustang, that is always silver. So if you see a Ford Mustang with a silver tire and rest of them are black, rest assured that they are using a spare tire on their Ford Mustang. So that's a small little Easter egg. But anyways, another thing that I want to talk about is this vent right over here. Now obviously this is not a mid-engine car that it requires cooling in the back end, so obviously it's fake. But last and not the least, we definitely have another change in this car, and that is of this part right here. In normal Ford Mustangs, you would see a window for the rear seats, but in this car, the owner has actually got this black plastic piece over there so that it looks nice in aesthetics. Now coming to the rear profile of this car, the first thing that you definitely catch your eye on is this part right here. Obviously the previous owner of this car has gotten a few changes to this car, and obviously this is one thing that they have got done, and that is the rear deck lid of this car. In a normal Mustang you would see a completely glass deck lid, but then in this car you have this plastic thing over it. Now looks wise, definitely it does have its personal opinion. I have my own thoughts on it. What do you think? Tell me in the comments down below. But definitely the stripe that we were talking about, the matte black stripe, has continued to the this profile over here, and it looks really nice. Talking about this area over here, we have the iconic Mustang tail lights in this car, which look really nice. Now one thing that I have a small little grudge on for Ford for taking this feature out in India, in all Indian Mustangs, is that they don't have sequential turn indicators in India. If you talk about sequential turn indicators over in the US, the Mustangs get sequential turn indicators, but not in the Indian cars. That is one thing that I don't understand why they didn't give, and it definitely would have looked really nice. But other than that, we definitely have the GT logo over here, and as you can see over on the rear end or on the side profile, you would never see any Ford or any Pony logo. Everywhere it's just either 5.0 badging or the GT badging over here. So that's a cool little Easter egg that a lot of people haven't noticed. Now another thing in this car is that we have dual tip exhaust in this car, as you can see, one on either side, and the exhaust in this car is a stock straight piped exhaust. Now why I think that's a good thing, especially in India, is that obviously we have these regulations for sounds in India, especially in this Chandigarh area. So this straight pipe exhaust neither has a very obnoxiously loud sound, nor does it have a very silent sound. So that's it's at a very sweet spot, I would say. Now have a listen for yourself how it does sound. Now again, I would say a lot of people would agree with me that the exhaust of this car is that sweet spot. Neither is it obnoxiously loud, neither is it very low. But anyways, last but not the least, one styling cue in this car which has been changed is that this light over here. Now this light is there in all Mustangs, but it has a very generic design. But the previous owner of this car has got this light changed, and it has a very futuristic, cool little design to it, which I think looks really nice. And now it's but time we talk about the performance figures of this mammoth of a car. Well, we all know that it has a 5-liter V8 engine, but it can produce up to 385 horsepower and 515 Newton meters of torque. Well, that amount of power coupled with a rear-wheel drive terrain, well, not to say, but this car is going to be great for burnout, spin classes, and just for a friendly leisure drive. Now starting with the features of this Mustang, once again I want to give you a gentle reminder that if you want to look at the 5 hidden features of this Mustang, well, you can look at my other video that I've done. That was actually my first vlog, so that is a pretty different kind of video. I would definitely encourage you to look it out. You can find a link to that video in the description down below, or your information card on your displays right now. But once you've looked at this video, come back and let's start with the features of this car. So first off, I'll start with the steering wheel. It's a beautiful leather wrap steering wheel, really nice to hold. You know, it gives you a lot of grip, so when you can drive, you have a lot of grip with the steering wheel. You obviously get paddle shifters in this car for when you put this car into sport mode and you want to go for a little bit of spirited driving. You have these buttons for controlling this display over here. You have these buttons for controlling this display over here. We have the cruise control in this car. Obviously it's a very expensive car, so obviously we have cruise control. These buttons are for the voice command, for the mute button, ending a call, and then picking up a call. So that's pretty standard like you see in any other car. But I want to talk about this display, which is actually really interesting. So first let's move into engine info. First off, we have the vacuum in this car. So as you can see, it's saying that the vacuum in the car right now is 0. We have the battery voltage, which is 10.5 volts. We have transmission oil temperature, which is showing is 747 degrees Celsius. We have the oil temperature, which is it's normal. The oil pressure is low, so you'll have to put that up. Then we have the inlet air temperature, which is 53 degrees, and then we have the cycle head temperature, which is 63 degrees. So I mean, you get the gist of it. You can see that all the info you can ever require regarding the engine of this car, all of it is given in this summary over here, which is a really nice thing, especially for the car enthusiast who want to push this car to its limit and not harm the car in any way. You can have a look at all the settings in this car from this over here. Then we have our trip computer fuel, which is once again very normal. It tells you the average of this car, which was 4.4 kmpl, with the odometer of this car, the time this car has been turned on for, the range of this car, everything like that. Then we have our trip computer fuel, which is very standard, the amount of the car has been started for in the previous trip, the range of the car, the odometer, the fuel economy of the car, and everything like that. So that's pretty normal. Then we go down to track apps, which is actually really nice because obviously you want to take this car to the track. The accelerometer tells you the 0 to 100 speed of this car. It has a built-in accelerometer, which is really nice. The acceleration timer, brake performance, like if you press this, it tells you how much time it took the car from 0 to 100 to 0 kilometers per hour, then 200 to 0 kilometers per hour, or how much distance it took to cover that. That is really nice as well. Then we have something called line lock, which is not actually highlighted right now, but that will be highlighted when you put this car into track mode. What happens in line lock is that it locks the front wheels of this car. Then whenever you press the gas in this car, it will only rotate the rear tires and the front tires won't move, which will result in a burnout. So if you want to do a burnout, line lock makes it really easy. Then we have lap timer in this car, which again is very standard. Then we have our clear and view results. So if you want to see the results of every single thing, you can easily see it from here. Then going back, we have our driver assist. So if you press that, you have auto engine off. So if your car has been idling for a long time, it will automatically turn off the engine. Then we have our reverse park pilot, which is the reverse pilot in this car, such as the camera of the display and the guidelines. Then we have our tire pressure monitoring system, which again is very standard. Then we have our settings. So if you press this, you first have vehicle settings, in which we have the alarm systems, lightings, locks, all oil life reset, windows, which are pretty standard. Then we have my color, in which you can change the gauge color of this car. Like right now it's white, you can change it to anything. Then we have our ambient light, like we have green ambient light in this car right now. You can change that ambient light color as well, but for that it needs to be nighttime. Right now it's daytime, as you can see, but as soon as this car senses that it's nighttime, it can easily change the ambient light in this car. So that's pretty normal. Then we have a My Key feature, which is very famous feature of Ford, and it's really nice. Then we have our display settings, in which you can change the measurement unit, the temperature unit, the pressure unit, language, etc. So that's pretty much about this display. But we have a secondary display in this car, which is this one. But if you want a detailed review of this display, I have actually done it in my Ford Endeavour video and all the Ford videos that I've done on this channel, so you can easily see it from there, and I won't be wasting time in this video telling you about something that I've already told you. So the links to those Ford vehicle cars have been given in the description down below, so do check that out. We're going to start the practicality of the Ford Mustang with the glove box of this car. Once you open it, as you can see, it's a fairly standard glove box. We have a light in here, so that's very nice. Very large space, so you can keep a lot of stuff. But there is one hidden storage cubby in this car, and that is specifically for the owner's manual, but definitely you can keep other stuff as well. Now moving to the center console, immediately in front of the gear selector, we have a small storage cubby, preferably for keeping your phone and keys and coins. We also have a USB port over there and a 12-volt charging. Now just behind the gear selector, we have two cup holders for the passengers in this car. Now opening the armrest in this car reveals a very large storage cubby. As you can see, it's pretty large. You can keep a lot of stuff over here. We have two coin holders in this car. We also have a USB port along with a 12-volt charging socket. And behind the seats, you can see you also have seat pockets. And the door pockets of this car are also very decent. You can keep some magazine bottles over here as well. And now for the most important part of our practicality session, which has to do with the trunk. But first we're going to talk about how to open this car's trunk, because there are three ways. Number one is on the key fob, second is actually a request sensor given over here, and third is inside the driver's side area. But I actually want to talk about this request sensor over here, because a lot of people try finding it around about somewhere here, but it's actually given underneath it over here. So once you press this button, as you can see, the car's trunk can then open. Now if we talk about the trunk space in this car, it's actually a very large trunk space, as you can see, but a lot of it has been hindered by this spare tire that is given right here. And as told you earlier, it is a silver wheel, which I told you the spare wheel in this car is actually a silver tire, as you can see. So if this spare wheel weren't here, you would have a lot of trunk space, especially according to a supercar. You can keep a lot of stuff in this trunk. But if you want to take your chances and take away the spare wheel and keep it at home, well, obviously you can do that. But if you keep this trunk with the spare wheel, well, it actually diminishes a lot of the trunk space. So now talking about comfort in a Ford Mustang, obviously it's not your biggest priority because it's like a sports muscle car. But then once again, if you're daily driving this car, or even if you want to drive this car in the city for even short whiles, for even a little bit long whiles, comfort is a big thing. So if I talk about the comfort in this car, well, they're perforated leather seats, heated and cooled, so that's a big plus point. We get automatic controls that are electronic, such as moving the seat back and forth, the under thigh support up and down, moving the seat height up and down, the lumbar support, everything is automatic, that is electronic controls. But the backrest in this car, that is actually manual, you have to do it manually. But then I think that's a good thing because this car also has rear seats, so you just to make the process a little bit easier and faster, I would say, you just need to pull this up once and then you can crawl into the back, rather than just pushing and holding one button so that it moves completely forward. So that's something that I'm completely normal with, no complaints over there. Now if I talk about the headroom in this car, I'm 6'1", pretty tall. Still I have about 1.5 inch, 2 inches of headroom available with me. That's pretty cool in a coupe style car, so that's really nice. Obviously, being the front seats, I can move the seat back and forth for leg room. But what I actually want to see is how the comfort is back there. So let's go over there. So yeah, I have got here by some chance, don't ask me how, but it was pretty difficult, I'm not gonna lie. But still the seat is forward, so I need to bring it back. The way I can do it is like so, and I'm pretty sure that you can't see me now, but definitely this is not a place where you would want to keep an adult. I can hit my head on the roof, I have no headroom, but then again I am 6'1". Legroom is almost negligible. I have like say half a centimeter left with me. I'm just gonna move this forward so that I can see you guys. But yeah, I mean, this is not a place where you want to keep an adult. Obviously it's okay for a child, and they can easily go for a road trip in this car in the rear seats, because then again I am 6'1" and I had about half centimeter of leg room with me, so for a child it would be definitely okay. So yeah, I mean, that's the comfort of a Mustang. Now that was a detailed review of a 2016 Ford Mustang. Yet again, I haven't told you all the features of this car because I have made a separate video of 5 hidden features in the Ford Mustang that not even a lot of owners of this car would know. So definitely go check that video out after you finish this one. If you've liked this video, please give us a thumbs up. Comment down below what you think about this video. Share this video as much as you can, and a subscribe would be a massive help to the channel and for me. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.